You have a lot of issues because of this woman. The name is. Let me guess, you've been through it. The sleepless nights, the overthinking, the confusion. You've been walking around with this heavy feeling in your chest, wondering why you can't seem to let go. And it all leads back to her. Yes, her. The woman who walked into your life like a storm, leaving you in pieces. Or maybe she was the one who made you feel like you could finally breathe, only to take it all away without warning. Either way, you're here now, trying to make sense of the wreckage. You're not crazy for feeling this way. Love can twist you into shapes you never imagined. When you love someone deeply, you give them access to the most vulnerable parts of you. And when they pull away or betray you, it's not just emotional pain, it feels like a physical wound. That's why it hurts so much. That's why you can't just get over it. Type I'm ready to heal if you've ever felt like this. The power of the unseen influence. Have you ever felt like someone else's energy, their choices, their very existence, has shaped you in ways you didn't ask for? Whether it was a mother, a lover, a friend, or even a stranger, the mark they left on you is undeniable. Their words, their actions, or even their silence wove into the fabric of your life, shaping your beliefs, fears, and desires. You might carry wounds that were never yours to bear, expectations you never agreed to, and pain that was never meant to be yours. But what if I told you that within those experiences lies the key to your transformation? Type I feel this if you understand what I mean. The name that still echoes. The name of the person who shaped your suffering may still echo in your mind. You whisper it in your lowest moments. You curse it when you feel their shadow creeping back into your thoughts. You wonder if they ever think about you, if they realize the impact they've had, if they would ever apologize. But you must realize, this name, this person, is no longer your master. You are not bound to their memory, their choices, or their presence in your past. Their influence exists only as long as you allow it. Type I release them if you're ready to let go. The illusion of control. They held power over you because you let them. And that realization is terrifying, isn't it? The truth is, we often give away our power unknowingly. We allow others to dictate our worth, our happiness, our choices. We internalize their criticisms, their doubts, their fears as if they were our own. But what if I told you that the very same force that kept you in chains could now be the force that sets you free? When you take responsibility for your healing, you reclaim what was always yours. Type I take my power back if you are ready to claim your strength. Another shocking or emotional statement to re-engage the reader. Example: you were never broken. You were only waiting to be rebuilt. The transformation begins now. Every single thing that has happened in your life has led you to this moment. You are standing on the edge of a breakthrough, looking at a world that is finally ready to receive the real you. The pain you've endured, the lessons you've learned, the strength you've cultivated, it was all preparing you for this. You no longer have to carry the burdens of the past. You no longer have to seek validation from those who could never see your worth. This is your time to rise. Type I'm stepping into my power if you're ready for change. The beginning of the downfall. It started off beautifully, didn't it? That instant connection, the way her eyes lit up when she saw you, how her laughter made your heart race. You probably thought you hit the jackpot. She made you feel like you were the center of her universe until suddenly, You weren't. At first, you told yourself you were imagining it. Maybe she's just stressed. Maybe work is overwhelming her. But the changes were subtle, and then they weren't. She started replying to your messages hours later, sometimes not at all. The playful tone disappeared from her texts. She stopped making time for you. And then came the excuses. Sorry, I've been busy. I'm just tired. You're overthinking things. But you weren't overthinking. Your intuition was screaming at you that something was wrong. But you silenced it because you didn't want to believe it. You started walking on eggshells around her. Afraid that if you said the wrong thing, you'd push her further away. So you became smaller, softer. You stopped expressing your needs because you didn't want to be seen as too much. But here's the thing, love isn't supposed to make you shrink. The right person will make you feel more like yourself, not less. If you have to dim your light to make someone stay, that's not love, that's manipulation. Type I knew it if you've experienced that gut feeling before. The games she played. She knew exactly what she was doing. She'd pull away just enough to make you chase, then reel you back in with a sweet message or a late-night call. You felt like you were losing your mind because one moment she was cold, and the next she was warm again. She'd play the jealousy card too. Mentioning how another guy was just a friend but laughing about how close they were. Or she'd post cryptic things on social media, just enough to make you question where you stood. When you'd ask about it, she'd call you paranoid. And you'd start to wonder if you were the problem. That's emotional manipulation at its finest. Keeping you in a constant state of doubt and insecurity gives her control. And once someone knows they have control over you, they can do whatever they want. Type no more games if you're done with people like this. The most dangerous part is that you still felt drawn to her. You craved her attention, her approval. It was like a drug, intoxicating when it was there, devastating when it was gone. That's not love, that's a trauma bond. Type I'm breaking the cycle if you're ready to move on from this. The silent treatment and hot-cold behavior. Then came the silence. Out of nowhere, she'd stop texting back. Calls would go unanswered. And when you'd finally get her to talk, she'd act like nothing happened. Sorry, I was busy. Why are you being so dramatic? I just needed some space. It made you feel crazy, right? Like you were overreacting. That's called gaslighting, and it's one of the most damaging things someone can do to you emotionally. Type gaslighting ends now if you've had enough of this. She never loved you the way you thought she did. You might not be ready to hear this, but she never loved you the way you loved her. And that's why you're in so much pain right now. She loved the attention. She loved the way you made her feel. But she didn't love you. Type I deserve real love if you're ready to let go of false love. Pain can either be a prison or a teacher. The choice is yours. You did not deserve what happened to you, but you do deserve to rise above it. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It does not mean excusing what they did. It means setting yourself free from the weight of resentment. It means choosing peace over bitterness. It means realizing that your past does not define you, your response to it does. Type I choose growth if you are committed to healing. Your journey doesn't end here. This is only the beginning. The whispers of your soul brought you here for a reason, to remind you that you are more powerful than you ever knew. You are not alone. You are not powerless. You are stepping into the version of yourself you were always meant to be. Type "I'm ready for my new life" if you're stepping into your power right now.